everyone, my name is Kiran. Welcome to the new episode of Stories Academia Won't Tell. And today we will talk about academic writing. They expect us to write, but nobody taught us how. We enter a PhD believing we will learn how to express complex ideas, but soon we realize academic writing is an invisible skill, hidden behind polished papers and coded feedback, and we just left wondering, where do I even begin? So, academic writing is not just about language, it's how your intellect is measured, how your ideas are valued, and your credibility is judged. Yet, in most PhD journeys, writing is treated as something you should already know, as if clarity, argument, and critical tone are instincts, not skills. But they are not. They are skills, and you learn it by doing it. And it needs practice, one imperfect paragraph at a time. Let's talk about the unwritten rules of academic writing, the ones no one will teach you, but everyone expects you to follow. You sit down to write, and suddenly all your thoughts vanish. You have read 100 papers, underlined every concept, but when you try to write like them, your mind goes blank. Here is the truth. Writing academically isn't about copying that tone. It's about learning how to think on paper. Let's talk about how to actually write like a researcher. Every sentence you write is a reflection of how clearly you understand your idea. So before you write, ask 3 simple questions to yourself. What do I want to say? Why does it matter? How will I prove it? Once you can answer these in plain language, not academic jargon, you're ready to start writing. The clearer your thoughts, the clearer your writing. So you don't write after you have figured everything out. You figure things out through writing. Your first draft isn't supposed to sound smart. It is supposed to sound honest. Every messy paragraph is a step closer to clarity. What I personally believe, academic writing is not about sounding complicated. It's about being understood. Ask yourself, does this sentence move my argument forward? If not, simplify it. The deeper your ideas, the simpler your words should become. Academic writing always follows a rhythm. Whether it's a research paper, chapter, or research proposal, the structure is simple: context, argument, evidence, and reflection. Read like a writer. Notice how good scholars flow, how they transition between ideas, build arguments, and end sections gracefully. Before you write academically, you must learn the music of academic rhythm. Start by setting context. Show your reader why this topic matters. Then make your argument. What exactly are you claiming or exploring? Follow with evidence, data, theory, or references that strengthen your point. Finally, reflect. What does this mean? How does it connect to larger ideas? Every strong paragraph and every strong paper follow this quiet rhythm of logic. And remember, using linking words like however, therefore, moreover, consequently, furthermore, they are your bridges of logic. Avoid emotional or absolute words like always, never, everyone. Academia values nuance. And if I talk about language and tone, academic writing is not about sounding robotic. It's about being precise. Instead of saying a lot of people believe, say previous studies suggest. Instead of I think, say this study argues. You are not removing your voice, you are refining it. The goal is not to sound complicated, the goal is to sound confidently clear. Most students get stuck because they try to write perfectly in one go. But academic writing doesn't work like that. First, dump your thoughts. Write freely, without editing. then structure them, move ideas into order. Finally, refine, polish the language and tone. That's how scholars write, in layers. No one writes perfectly in one go, not even our professors. What separates great writing is revision. They rewrite, reframe, and restructure until meaning feels effortless. The magic of writing is not in the first draft, it is in the patience to polish. You don't produce clarity, you build it. Being academic doesn't mean being emotionless. Academia often teaches us that being objective means being distant, impersonal, or emotionally cold. But that's a false binary. You can be objective, grounded in evidence, critical reasoning, and careful language, and you can still be authentic, compassionate, and human in tone. Objectivity doesn't mean erasing your voice. You can write academically and with compassion. Let your evidence lead your conclusions. Separate personal biases from your analysis and use measured language instead of exaggerated or emotional claims. That's all. It doesn't mean you must sound robotic or detached. Your curiosity by posing thoughtful research questions and introduction reveals genuine interest, not just obligation. You interpret your data responsibly and acknowledge complexity instead of forcing certainty, and citing honestly and writing transparently, recognizing lived experiences or social realities behind your topic. These qualities make your work alive, even though it is still academically rigorous. Writing academically is not about intelligence, it's about intention. It's a craft, a slow art of translating thought into language. Every scholar you admire once struggled with a blank page. What made them different was this: they wrought through the confusion until their thoughts made sense. That's all you have to do. One paragraph, one insight, one day at a time. You're not just writing a paper, you're learning how to think on paper. Maybe it's not taught, but you can learn by doing, revising, reflecting. This is Stories Academia Won't Tell. I am Kiran signing off. See you in next episode.